learn about Google Calendar and what it has to offer. Google Calendar is a place where you can track all of your events. I'm going to show you how to add those calendar events, how to view and share various calendars, how to create an invite to a meeting and adding that Google Meet right there within the event invite. I'm also going to talk about how you can change your calendar settings and being able to turn off calendar notifications if that's your choice. I'll also kind of briefly hit on the Google Calendar app and understanding how to use the various ways you can get to Google Calendar. So within my email for Bay District Schools, okay, we have our Google over here calendar, and I have my keep and my tasks. Well, I can click that little button right here and it disappears, okay? But I can also add it back, and then I can view the different days of, this is for my whole month, but I can also go back into like next week. I can also go click back to today for it to bring me back to today. But I can also go to my schedule if I had a whole schedule and just see my breakdown. This breaks it down by the hour, okay? But I also have a way to get to a full view, and I can click this little right button right here, and it says open a new tab, and it'll direct me to the Google Calendar full screen in a brand new tab. But I can also get there through google.com. We'll go right here. Let's go to google.com, and in my grid, Gmail images, this is my little Google icon. I can click my little grid button right here, and I can select calendar. So there's various ways to get to Google Calendar, just whatever is the quickest access for you at wherever you're at in your internet journey. So up here, we're going to briefly look at our Google Calendar screen. We have our little stack, our hamburger button right here, our main menu. We have the date, the 25th, okay? Today, and I hover over it, says Thursday, June 25th. I can go to my previous day or the next day. Here's my month and my year. I have a search feature to where I could search any person's name, any topic, any keyword, and it would populate all of my events, or previous or future or current events. I have Google support, which they are very, very helpful with. They have various questions and different chat support groups with different questions that other users may have had issues with and what they could do to resolve that. I have my settings menu where I can go in and change different settings for different calendars based on what I needed. I can view my calendar, day, week, month, year, schedule 4 days. And these are my preferences to show weekends and show declined events. I also have my grid to where I can go to any of my Google apps if I wanted to from here. Down here, I have my calendar. I can go month to month, previous and forward, however I want. Okay, and it highlights the day that we are currently on. I have a meeting with, and I can search for people, specifically for if I wanted just to see what meetings I have coming up with certain people. I have different calendars. As you can see here, I have different ones as Kelsey Hay and birthdays, but I also have ones from previous years I taught. So I have Hound Dogs, which is my classroom, 5th grade classroom, and my 2nd grade classroom. And then these had different things that I worked with my co-teachers, and we collaborated through here with different tasks that we were going to focus on that week. That way we would know what we could prepare for our meetings to be more efficient. There's reminders, and you can see that I've turned some of them off because I don't need all these right now. I also have my old calendars from this school year that I've turned off. And my calendars are the ones I've created, but the other calendars are the ones that I have maybe been subscribed to in the past from other users. I can add right here as well, but I can also add right here through my settings. So I have different ones right here, event settings. If I click on here, it'll take me to how long a meeting should just default to being. This is an hour, 60 minutes. My view options, I do have weekends. I can click off that if I wanted to, and declined events. I can start my week on a Monday if I wanted to. Just whatever is your preference. And my working hours. I also have add a calendar, so I can subscribe to a calendar or create a new calendar. So if I'm in here, I could do like 2020, 2021 school year, and we could just say this is for my PLC team only. That way I could specifically have this just for my PLC, just to kind of help me navigate quicker when I could search for it. It's kind of like using like a handwritten calendar with different colored pens. That's just another option. It's just a digital format. It's very flexible. You can edit specific ones or leave them as is, and they can be recurrent. Just depends on what you need for your team or for yourself. Over here I have different calendars, and I can change the settings for these specific calendars for myself. Just depends on what you're looking for and what you're wanting out of this. So if I click out and I go back to my main screen of my calendar, I have day, week, month, year. I'm just going to go to week. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So it has that, and the little red line kind of indicates the time of day where you're at. Anything that falls, if I had events here before 3 o'clock, they would all default to a light gray, showing that that event has already passed. Anything current would still be kind of bolded or highlighted. If I go to month, it shows me a month snapshot. Okay. And if I go to 4 days, it shows me just my 4 days, the Thursday to the next 3 days. And if I go to my day, it shows me what I have today. But I like to kind of keep it month, or usually during the week, I keep it week, work week, I keep it at the week view, kind of just to help me focus on that. But I can always go to that month view whenever I want to. Within here, you can create events with this button, or you can click on that day and they'll start adding that time for you. I know June 9th has passed, but this is just for demoing. You can see that if you click on that, you can quickly exit out and doesn't make an error or anything on your calendar. Okay, if I say, okay, I went to August by accident, I need to go back to today. So I'm clicking a million times, I can click the button today and it jumps right back and defaults and just highlights in blue the day that we're at currently. So if we're creating an event, I can click on create with the plus button, or I can click on that day. And I can click here and I can just say team meeting. Okay, we'll just make it general. I can say event, my date, my time, when it starts and when it ends for days and times here. I can add guests. So if I started clicking my keyboard and I just wanted to type in S, I can see who pops up here. And I can just start adding people left. Okay, I say, okay, got it. So I'm adding these are my coworkers, but I've added them here. Okay, and I can already see that Google Meet has created a specific code for a Google Meet. If for some reason some of them could not meet face to face, but they could still do like a distance, we could open a Google Meet up and then they could still be part of that team meeting. Or I could remove that conference completely. I can add a room and location of if we're meeting somewhere specific, or the description of today, and I'll just say bring curriculum for ELA. Okay, you can also add links if I want them to watch a video or a specific PDF file, and then I can add which calendar I want to add that to. Okay, so if I click on that, I can push that to my Tosa calendar, and I can also click more options. And this kind of gives you more to where that guest permissions, they can modify or they can invite others. If I don't want them to invite others, but I want to see if they can see who else is coming, that's fine by me. They can put that there. Rooms, and then I can see which rooms in the media center, Nelson building. These are kind of defaulted to my little area. I can click save or discard. Discard just deletes it completely. If I click again and click here, I can say out of office, and I can put it out of office and then put a specific message of why you're out. PLC half day. Okay, and then you can make that a private for you or public for anyone that it is on that specific calendar. You can set a reminder. It's kind of like a alarm clock if you wanted to just say, oh, PLC meeting, and then you put like a specific time. You can have that default to begin all day that is just constantly on there, okay? Or you can repeat weekly on Tuesdays, monthly on the third Thursday, whatever you want it to default to. Okay, a task kind of would just put your, okay, I need to bring my common assessment number 3 with student samples. Okay, I need to make sure that I have that for my 1 o'clock meeting. If you want to, appointment slots, you can go ahead and just make that like an appointment slot if you make appointments. But there's just various options through here, and you can click more options and discard it and just deletes it. With Google Calendar also has an app that you can download to a phone. Now, the mobile version with an app is not the same as the desktop version. So some functionalities may be, could be quite different in how you apply or add to. So just keep that in mind. But within this Canvas course, there is 2 links for Google support for the mobile browser and for the desktop version. You can sync those calendars onto your devices, so that is a benefit. You can always have your phone with you. The benefit of having a digital calendar and maybe a handwritten calendar is that a digital calendar is very flexible. A digital calendar allows you to add more than just yourself to it. You can color code it like you would with pens, but this one is, if something happens, then we have to push that date or add to it. There's editable, you're able to do that and edit to what your needs are quickly, without having to scratch it out in your little handwritten book. But Google Calendar also has the functionality of adding those events, creating those Google Meets for those who can't maybe make it FaceTime or face-to-face for that time in an event. Google Calendar is also a place for you to collaborate with your team or your school, or just yourself. So it just depends on what you're looking for and what you're wanting to get out of Google Calendar. Remember that Google Calendar has the options to view in various formats, such as daily and monthly and weekly and yearly. You're not just restricted. You can delete or unsubscribe from a calendar, and you can also create notifications for events that are coming up to kind of help you remember. That's a neat feature of the Google Calendar. You can also create events to repeat however often you would like. So if you are meeting with your team weekly, you can say team meeting every Tuesday, and then your monthly PLC meetings could also be created. Within those event invites, remember that you can add attachments and links that you can show with everyone. So it just depends on what you want, again, out of this. I hope you picked up something, at least one new little trick or tidbit with Google Calendar. Thank you for joining.